Hey everybody, what's going on? How are you doing? That is that's a genuine question. How's it going? Well, I hope you are doing well. That's the main goal, right? That's the main goal of life. Everybody wants to be doing well. And what that means to different people, it's going to vary, but generally speaking, I hope that you're doing well in whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to create in your life. I hope that you're getting that in, so to speak. But today I wanted to talk about a movie. Do you guys like watching movies? I love watching movies. And one of the movies that I just watched this past weekend was Annihilation. Have you seen that movie? Because if you haven't, you need to go see it, okay? For me, it was for one, just a really good movie to watch in terms of the cinematography, I guess you would call it, like the film production. The acting was great. Natalie Portman is in there, and this guy, Isaac, forgetting his last name. But the acting was great. There was action. There was like relationship stuff going down. There was science fiction. Oh man, it was awesome. And it was very inspiring. My jaw was dropped for certain periods of the movie. Just like this. Like, what am I watching right now? It was awesome. So if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. Like I said, it was very, very good movie to watch. I went to go watch it with my boy, and it's so funny because usually if I'm watching a movie, I just enjoy to watch movies. But sometimes I go in hot, if you know what I mean, and sometimes I, just going regular. And what does that mean specifically? Just means you're lit. Hot equals lit. And this one, no need to be lit. Didn't need to go in hot. It was just mind-blowing. And if you can't see, I added the redness right here, and then the map in the background. Hopefully it gives some sort of visual effect that is more interesting to the viewer, more interesting to you. Okay. And eventually what I want to do with this podcast, with this show, is first create a name for it. And I got one in mind, and it's probably going to come to fruition very, very soon. My 30th birthday is coming up, and in order to celebrate it, I want to do something big for my family members and friends. So we'll see how that goes. And I want to make sure that, and I like talking about this a lot as well, is goals, results, moving forward, progress, right? Because in the last episode, something that was very prevalent was progress equals happiness. This is something that Tony Robbins teaches. Progress equals happiness. And if you think about it, when you're progressing in your life, say if you're getting better in your health, or say if you are moving forward in completing a book that you wanted to read, say that you're moving forward and getting better and improving in video editing, which is something that I am getting better in doing. If you're progressing in your life, then you're going to be happy. That's my take on it. And I have not come across a situation or an experience or a time frame in my life that when I was progressing that I wasn't happy. I guess that's possible. Totally is possible. However, it's, in my experience, whenever I'm progressing, that means, I just feel good about myself. So yeah, Tony Robbins teaches that progress equals happiness. And there's certain time frames that things should be done by. And in my opinion, I'm going to be 30. And time is of the essence. Time has always been of the essence, but the more older and mature that I get, the more I understand the importance of time, because our time here on planet Earth and this experience that we're experiencing right now is finite. And that's a beautiful thing because it gives a sense of urgency to life. That's why at the ripe age of 30 years old, I feel like it's go time more than ever. And it's cool because everything's coming in to a good flow for me right now, and about to turn 30. So this podcast, what I want to do with it is eventually, and I went out this weekend to downtown LA, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, how awesome it is if you're watching this, to be just nearby downtown LA or downtown Los Angeles. I live in Alhambra, California, so I'm like literally 15 minutes away without traffic, no problem. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but 30 years old, I want to accomplish something with these videos. It's not just I'm not doing it just for the sake of doing it. I don't want that to be the case. Every episode, I want to make something valuable for the viewer. And there's only so much that I can do and so much that I can get across, that until you're like, okay, Marty, what's really going on? I know everything about you. Shut the fuck up. And give me something new. So that's what I want to do. So as my birthday comes around, and it's towards the end of March, which marks it's getting close to the end of the quarter. Of the quarter of the year, but that's important because I feel like 2018 just started. I mean, I've already been in my place for a month now. Moved in February 1st. It's already March 4th. So think about that, how time is just flying. Time is just going by. And what are you doing? What are you doing in order to make the most of your time here? Because again, our time here is finite. We don't have forever, 100 years if we're lucky. We'll see how far technological advances take us, but generally speaking, 100 tops. So one thing I want to come up with is a cool name for the podcast, and I got something already creative that I like. Create a brand, like a image for the name, and start building it out. But then here's the real kicker: adding a second one of these bad boys, adding a second microphone. So check, microphone check, 1 2. So I can have guests on. That's eventually what I want to do. I want to be able to have guests on, because again, I can only take this so far, in my opinion, because I can only talk about so many things that I'm interested in. But here's the big kicker: there's people like you who are watching this who maybe want to get on this show and share your ideas, share your life experience, share what you're interested into. And I would love to have you if you're watching this, because no matter who you are, people have different life experiences, different life stories, and different life lessons that need to be expressed. And you could do this on your own. I mean, anybody could set up a podcast and do this on their own and share their stories. But if I could help provide a platform, however small it is right now, currently, and also too, just having a conversation is an amazing thing, because you get to share stories, you get to have a good time. And I'm a pretty nice and easygoing person, so the conversation hopefully will go well. And if it doesn't, then it won't put it up. I'm just joking. But in all seriousness, there's things that other people have that I don't. But to be able to have them here and their stories shared would be a fantastic experience. Because here's a really big thing. Here's something that is very, very important. If you're watching this, you probably relate to a lot of the stuff that I'm saying. And through that, you may be inspired, you may be motivated, you may have a idea that gets spurred in your own mind that helps you to become action oriented around that idea. And that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I'm happy that I can do that for you, because there's other people that have done that for me. There's people, say for example, like Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. He's a very inspiring and very motivating person. And there's some things that I can get out of his mentality from watching YouTube videos and such. But there's some things that because he's really, really smart, somebody like Bill Gates, that maybe I can't resonate so much with. But maybe if you are a more intellectual person who's geared around I guess what's Bill Gates good at? Engineering, computer engineering, pretty good marketer as well. You can draw inspiration from that too. Or you can draw inspiration from that more than say somebody that you don't resonate with. So the goal of having somebody on here, other people on here consistently, is something that goes along with my mission statement, with what I believe I'm here to do, which is help spread information that is important and entertaining and valuable to you. Simple as that. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to say. I'm going to keep this one short. If you're watching this, let me say thank you. If you're listening to this, let me say thank you. And we're going to keep on rocking it. We're going to keep on getting better at editing. We're going to add a second camera. We're going to keep on building this. So stay tuned.